Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Penny. I am a master esthetician in Portland, Oregon. Today I am going to break down for you, rank, and review the products that I purchased from the brand Good Molecules. This is an affordable line by Beautylish. It's their house brand, and I picked up about 7 things, and 5 of them are thumbs up. 2 kind of missed the mark, and I wanted to share that with you today. I'm really intrigued by this brand because their entire mission was to produce super high quality products with great ingredients at very affordable prices. And a lot of it actually achieves that. So it's super exciting to me. If you are new here, I do hope that you will consider subscribing. And I also hope that all of you will consider following me over on Instagram. I am doing some fun skincare content over there. It's a little bit more casual. And I'm starting to do some IGTV, which is basically Instagram's version of YouTube. Anyway, I hope that you'll check that out. I will put a link in the description box to my Instagram page, and hopefully I will see you over there. So we're gonna start with my number 1, and we're gonna move down the list. The last 2 are semi-fails. So my number 1 is, I have a tie for number 1, but my number 1 is their Niacinamide Brightening Toner. You guys have seen this because I used it in my AM and PM routine. I use this at night. I especially like it before a retinoid because if you don't know, niacinamide, which is vitamin B3, is great as a, hand in hand with retinoids. It helps to shore up your barrier function. It's great to encourage ceramide production, which is good for your barrier. It's a pigment inhibitor. It's fantastic. It is just the best ingredient, but that is not where this toner stops. The reason why I ordered this, because I love my Cause de Baja niacinamide toner, but I ordered this one because it also has arbutin, it has licorice, which licorice is soothing and anti-inflammatory and a pigment inhibitor. It also has something called Saccharomyces ferment filtrate. Now, that is a fermented yeast that inside that ingredient, you're gonna get some amino acids, some beta glucan, you're gonna get some vitamins, soothing and moisturizing. It's a lovely toner. You get 4 ounces and I think it's like $14. It's beautiful. It comes in this glass dark packaging. It's a really great toner. I have been using it, and I showed this in my AM PM. I've been using it with these super inexpensive cottons from Walgreens. I gotta show you guys these again because they're under $6 and you get 100 of them. So you get a big pack. So they just look like this, right? So nothing like super special. What I like about them is, first of all, they're spun so you don't get a bunch of cotton residue on your face when you use them. So these would be, I haven't used them this way, but these would be great for removing nail polish also because they're more fine. There's not a bunch of cotton fibers. But on the back, they have a pocket so you can put your fingers in and you can work it. I think that is so cool for an at-home version of a cotton pad. And like I said, they're in the $5 range for 100 of them. So these are definitely the perfect pairing, as far as I'm concerned, to this niacinamide brightening toner. This is one of my number 1s from Good Molecules. Now, my second one that could have been number 1 also is the Caffeine Energizing Hydrogel Eye Patches. Now, these kind of surprised me. I ordered these based on the beautiful ingredient deck, and then I got them and I opened them up, and I have to be honest, I looked at them and I was like, oh, bummer, because they're that kind of eye patch that is super slimy and slippery. They look like this. Hate to even waste one, but they're just really pliable and super duper slimy and slippery, right? I usually do not care for those at all because my whole deal with eye patches is I get up in the morning and I cleanse my skin. Sometimes I put dry shampoo in my hair, pull my hair back, and I throw on some eye patches. And then I go about my morning for at least half an hour if I can, drink my coffee, I maybe make breakfast, I do, all that kind of stuff, and I have the eye patches on. Well, a lot of times these kind, you can't do that because they slide down your face. So you're supposed to really use them when you're laying down. I don't have time for that. I know a lot of people don't have time for that. So I usually skip on these and don't even pick them up. Well, these don't do that. You put them under your eyes and they might migrate a millimeter to begin with. Then they're there and they stay. I leave them on, they call for leaving these on for 10 minutes. I leave them on definitely sometimes up to a half an hour. And they have 1% caffeine in them, and they also have licorice, and they have some other brightening ingredients in here. And I definitely notice an improvement under my eyes when I remove these. That's the other thing. When you do remove these, they just gently come away. They do not pull on your under eye skin. They're beautiful. They are great under eye patches. I am so into eye patches that I will order, from e.l.f. because I try to find them a little bit less expensive because I like to use them all the time. And even e.l.f. is significantly more expensive than these. So they're a newfound, for sure, favorite from this brand. I mean, they're just chock full of all kinds of stuff that you want to have under your eyes. Then when you take them off, it's like a serum. It just soaks into your eyes. It doesn't interfere with your eye cream or your under eye concealer or your makeup. Beautiful, just beautiful. So those are top of the list also. Number 3 on the list is going to be the Niacinamide Serum. Now, this is a beautiful water-based serum from the brand. It is $6 and it's 1 ounce. I mean, that's honestly incredible. The cool thing about this one is it's 10% niacinamide, which typically for my own skin, 10% niacinamide is a booster, but I am able to tolerate this one. The way that they have formulated it is incredibly gentle, and it does not give me any kind of irritation or dehydrate my skin, because sometimes a booster of a vitamin can do that. Now, again, that is vitamin B3, great for your barrier function, absolutely wonderful for pores and for brightening the skin. Now, the way that this serum looks, it looks thick, but when you massage it in, it's very just watery. It's a water-based serum. This would be perfection to use before you do a microcurrent service. This would be wonderful to hydrate your skin, especially at $6 for an ounce. You could really go through this in your microcurrent treatments and not feel bad. Not to mention, it is not a terrible thing to work niacinamide into your skin. So this was my number 3. Really super glad that I found this, because other niacinamide serums that I've used, and I've used several, a lot of times they leave behind just a little bit of tackiness, and sometimes they will pill under my makeup. I haven't found that with this at all. So that is my number 3. My number 4 is going to be their Ultra-Hydrating Facial Oil. Okay, now this one literally is comprised of 2 ingredients, and those 2 ingredients are wonderfully antioxidant oils and fatty acids. Now, the reason why this is number 4 on my list is because I know that I recommend to you guys kiwi seed oil and for after microneedling, and it's really, really hard to get, and I love it for the fatty acids. This has fatty acids in one of the 2 oils and would be a great substitute for kiwi seed oil if you are one of my peeps that loves to do microneedling. So that's what I'm going to use this for. I'm actually going to use this post microneedling in place of my kiwi seed oil. Now, otherwise, if you were going to use this, you would want to use it at night, because it does use sea buckthorn, and sea buckthorn naturally is very yellow. And when you put it onto your skin, you'll notice that it kind of tints your skin yellow. It is, of course, temporary, but it kind of gives just the slightest hint of yellow to the skin. And I have to tell you, at first it feels obviously oily, but then it kind of transforms into what feels like a dry oil, and then it just disappears into your skin and leaves you just really moisturized. It's a beautiful oil for sure, and will be a great addition to my post microneedling kind of arsenal. You get half an ounce, no, you get 0.44 in here, but you only need drops. You do not need a lot of oil, and I am enjoying this one very much. Now, 5th on the list, and this is 5th out of the hits, is going to be the Discoloration Correction Serum. This actually uses tranexamic acid, which I've talked about before with my Tranex, and this also uses niacinamide to brighten the skin. So it comes in a hyaluronic acid base. I find that the texture of it is very nice. It's kind of your typical hyaluronic acid, a little bit more tacky and sticky, if you ask me, than the niacinamide serum. But you do get a two-for. You get the niacinamide serum in here, and you also get the tranexamic acid. They don't tell you, the reason why it's 5th on this list, they don't actually tell you the percentage of tranexamic acid, and they don't tell you the percentage of niacinamide. So if I had to choose between the niacinamide or the discoloration, I would probably choose the one that I know the percentage. I know that this is 10% niacinamide, but it is nice, and it is $12 for 1 ounce. And if you are looking to get some tranexamic acid into your routine, and you don't want all of the other acids that are in the Tranex, which there's some glycolic acid and some other acids in there, then this is a nice option for tranexamic acid. So that is number 5 on the list. Okay, the 2 that were sort of fails for me. Number 1 is going to be their Instant Cleansing Balm. Okay, now I'm going to tell you that this actually did do a good job of loosening up my makeup. It is a kind of, well, it's a solid, obviously, it's a solid oil, essentially. You put it on and it turns into an oily substance, and then it loosens up your makeup. You add a little bit of water and it turns into kind of a milky substance, and then you can rinse it away, and I like to use a warm washcloth with it. It did do a good job of removing my makeup, but something about the actual fragrance that's in here, I just don't care for it. It is, to me, it isn't a pleasant experience when I'm cleaning my skin, when I'm doing that first cleanse, and it has to be enjoyable so that you will do it. So I will finish this because it definitely does do a good job of what it's supposed to do as far as being a cleansing balm, but I just don't love it. And it's $19, which for this brand is not super affordable, and you get 2.5 ounces. And there are definitely other cleansing balms on the market that I like a lot more. I love my Physicians Formula, the Perfect Matcha. And I also I like the Heimish All Clean. I like Banilico Zero. Those are all great, and I believe their price point is a little bit less than this. So I won't be repurchasing this, and but it, it's not like it's terrible. I just won't be repurchasing it. And last on the list, and this was unfortunately the thing that I was most excited to pick up, and it is a fail for me, and that is the Pineapple Exfoliating Powder. I saw this, and this is actually the reason why I bought all of these other things. I was so excited about this guy. Now, it is a powder that you put into the palm of your hand. Hopefully you can see in there. It's just a powder, right? It's an enzyme powder. You add water to it, and it kind of does give you a little bit of a foam and that kind of thing. It's supposed to provide enzymatic action. So it's going to give you a gentle exfoliation, loosen up the dead, glue bonds on the surface of your skin so that you can reveal brighter, fresher skin and get a really, really super gentle exfoliation. Enzymes are fantastic. And this uses pineapple, and it also uses papain, 2 of my very favorite enzyme products, enzyme ingredients. Once I used this though, it was like my skin was so stripped. It was the Sahara. Every ounce of hydration in my skin was gone. I had to use so much stuff to rehydrate, and I actually feel like for a day or 2 after, I wasn't quite back to the hydration level that I like. I gave it like 3 more shots and had the same experience every single time. It just really stripped my skin, and there was nothing gentle about it. And so for that reason, this is definitely a miss for me. Now, if you have extremely oily skin, you might like this. This might be great for you, I could see, but if you are normal or normal to dry, I don't know, to me, this really stripped my skin. Let me know in the comment section if you've tried this and what your skin type is and if it worked for you, because I would love to hear from people who have different skin type than me and what their experience is, because again, the ingredient deck is beautiful. It drew me in. All of these things have nice ingredient decks, but it just did not work out for me. So those are all of the items that I picked up from Good Molecules. I have a couple more that I purposefully did not pick up because the ingredients weren't good enough for me to buy them. I'm going to put them in the description box and notate why I didn't buy certain things. So if you decide to go shopping and look at Good Molecules, that maybe you'll have a little bit of a preemptive review that you can at least kind of, mull over in your own mind and decide if those are reasons why you would or wouldn't buy something, essential oils and that kind of thing. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful. Don't forget to check the description box for my Instagram link. I hope that you will follow me there, but also check the description box because those of you who do not live in the United States and cannot get Beautylish, I'm going to do my best to find you some alternatives to the favorites in this group. And hopefully that way this video is for everyone and not just those of you in the United States. I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you are safe and healthy, and I will talk to you again in my next skincare video. Take care.